Hey everybody, how's it going? I just wanted to share with you some new information that came out. If you haven't seen this video, I uploaded a couple days ago. You might want to check it out first because it kind of ties in with that. But basically, there was this website that was set up um, a couple days ago. I'm sorry, last week, and and it seems to be warning about a New York event, a New York water event. So it's very cryptic. You see right here, it says runaway, and then right after that, it says sector New York water. So, some people are going to look at this and say, okay, yeah, but so what? I mean, why are you looking at, some website? Why do you care what it says? Well, here's why. I mean, let me just explain this. If you don't know about how the 9/11 tragedy was depicted in movies and television years before it actually happened, then you really should check that out. Because this is the reason why people pay so much attention to movies and television and commercials and websites and whatever else comes out, strange cryptic videos. The reason is that it is a fact that some of these videos and commercials and movies and television, some of the messages in this are detailing specific events that will happen in the future. So like with 9/11, I mean, there were so many that I can't even list them. But for example, 6 months before 9/11 happened, there was a episode of The Lone Gunman that aired showing planes hitting the Twin Towers. So, I mean, that's just one example. If you don't know about that, then you really should check it out. And here are some videos that you can check out on YouTube here. But that's why people pay so much attention to cryptic websites like this that seem to have some kind of weird warning, and it's what I pay attention to lately. In the last couple of years, I've really paid attention to what is written in the Hebrew text because like I wrote a book about it. I have a book link below, and I also have several videos linked below in the description box talking about how Daniel 9 accurately predicted events that have been happening in the last couple of years. And we're talking very, very precise events here, not just general type things. I mean, we're talking from this event to that event, there will be this number of days and blah, blah, blah. I mean, we're talking really, really specific events. So we have two different things here. We have the Hebrew texts that are precisely predicting events that are happening right now. And we also have movies and television that are precisely predicting events that are happening. So that's why we pay attention to it. So I just wanted to say that really quick. But here's the thing about this website right here. So the website is www.23113442.com. This number right here, if you translate it into coordinates right here, and you plug it into Google Earth, you end up with this location off the coast of Africa, just northwest of the Canary Islands. So, I mean, this is weird because it's warning about a New York water event, right? Saying runaway, sector New York water. And then this number right here translated into coordinates leads us right to the Canary Islands. Well, the thing about that is scientists say that if the Canary Island volcano erupted, part of the island could slide into the ocean, causing this huge tsunami that would devastate the eastern coast of the Americas. Well, that's what Daniel 9, and I show this in my book and in my other videos linked below. Daniel 9 describes a flood in New York City. So I've been talking about that a lot lately. And that's one way that a flood could occur is by this Canary Island volcano eruption. So, I mean, what's going on with that? I don't really know. Maybe it's nothing, but I just wanted to point it out to you guys. And then the other thing is that this number on this website, if you read it backwards, it's the SID number for the chemical compound fluoride. So if we're talking about a New York water event, are we talking about the poisoning of the water? So it's kind of like alluding to two different things. It's kind of alluding to maybe a tsunami and also the poisoning of the water, which actually could have happened if there was a tsunami, just like it happened in Japan, that huge tsunami, and then there was a nuclear leak after that, which poisoned the water. I mean, the same thing could happen in New York. So it could be that it's both things, you know what I mean? I don't really know. But the thing that this brought to mind for me right away, this poisoning of the water, is the story of the golden calf in the Hebrew text. So the story is Moses goes up to the mountain. He's up there 40 days and 40 nights. And then he comes back down and he finds the Israelites are worshiping the golden calf. So that to me, and I uploaded a video on this, I think last year, that to me is a reference to New York City because they have the golden bull on Wall Street. And New York has the highest Jewish population in the world, second only to Israel. So I'm thinking, wow, that story in Exodus might be referencing New York City. Well, in this story, basically the story is after 40 days, the calf is ground to powder, and 3,000, and the Israelites are forced to drink it. Okay, here it is. The calf is ground to powder, and the children of Israel were made to drink of that powder. So they're basically drinking poisonous water. And 3,000 of them died. Let's see if I can find the 3,000. Right here, 3,000 people died. So that's basically it. So the code is after 40 days, poisonous water, 3,000 die. And the reference seems to be to New York City. Okay, but here's where it ties into Jonah, the book of Jonah. Because Jonah also talks about the 40 days. In the story of Jonah, he's told to go to Nineveh, some great city, Nineveh, and tell them that they're going to be overthrown. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. No thanks. So he runs away. He gets swallowed by the whale. He's in the whale 3 days. And he says, okay, I'll go tell them. So as soon as he gets out of the whale, the very next day, on the 4th day, he makes this proclamation. He says, in 40 days, Nineveh will be overthrown. So, but here's the thing. Down in verse 7, it says, and he caused it to be proclaimed and published through Nineveh, saying, let them not feed nor drink water. So we have the same code in Jonah. After 40 days, they don't eat food or drink water. That's in Jonah, and their city is overthrown. In Exodus, it's after 40 days, the water is poisoned and 3,000 of them die. It sounds very similar to me. Okay, but oh man, this is where it gets really weird. Thank you to the person who sent this to me. So this is a news broadcast right here from out of Salt Lake City, Fox News. I'll just play a little bit of it for you real quick.
Utah families who depend on food stamps could be cut off soon. States across the country are being told to stop the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program for the month of November, pending further notice. Now, that's according to a letter from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Fox 13 obtained a copy from the Crossroads Urban Center in downtown Salt Lake. Fox 13's Nineveh Dinha joins us live with more on what the letter says and how pantries and people who depend on food stamps are reacting tonight. Nineveh.
Hi there, Hope. Yeah, the Crossroads Urban Center says it's a vicious cycle. If Utah families don't get food stamps, well, they will end up turning to the local food pantries.
Okay.
deal with this. They're already feeling the pinch because WIC, a federal program which provides baby formula and food to families in need, has been affected by the shutdown as well. Now with SNAP on the chopping block temporarily, Crossroad fears their shelves will be empty. Hope, back to you.
All right, Nineveh, thank you. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're saying, notice that the anchor woman's name is Nineveh. And this ties into Jonah 3:7. It says, and he caused it to be published through Nineveh, saying, let them not feed nor drink water. So, man, I thought that was kind of weird. So I wanted to tell you about that. And I mean, just how that ties into the whole thing with Moses. So it's after the 40 days. Well, the whole thing with the 40 days and how that ties into where we are right now. See, they're talking about November 1st. But also a lot of people have been talking about this sign of Jonah that they believe happened just recently. Well, so apparently Jesus talked about the sign of Jonah, and he said they're not going to get any other sign except the sign of Jonah. Okay. So what happened was, and I have this in my other video as well in more detail, and I show you, yeah, and I give you the video and all that. So if you want to know more about this, you can go watch that other video that I uploaded a couple days ago. But anyway, on October 16th, the moon entered the constellation Pisces from our perspective on Earth. It does that every month. It doesn't do it on the same date. It's like every 28 days or something like that. The moon travels through Pisces. Well, the word Jonah, the Hebrew word for Jonah, it means dove. And the dove in other ancient myths is the symbol for the moon goddess. So there's the connection between Jonah and the moon. So if the moon represents Jonah or the dove, then it enters the fish constellation every month. It's basic, kind of like it's swallowed by the whale, and it stays in that constellation for 3 days. So this year it enters into Pisces, or this month, I'm sorry, it enters into Pisces on October 16th and it exits on October 18th. So this V right here is the constellation Pisces. The moon comes in right here at the mouth of the fish. It stays in for 3 days and it exits. So that makes a lot of sense. But here's the thing that's really interesting about it is that this year, the moon enters Pisces on October 16th. So Jonah enters the whale, or the fish, on October 16th. This is exactly 1 year from the celestial configuration that occurred in the sky October 16th, 2012, that is described in Revelation 12, 1 through 5. So I talk about this in my book, link below. I also talk about it in other videos. I explain it in detail. But it happened right here in 2012. It's really rare. The next time it happens is in 2454. And the last time it happened was in 1570. So this really, really rare sign described in Revelation 12, 1 through 5. It's a celestial configuration having to do with the constellation Virgo, the sun, the planet Saturn, and the moon. Like I said, it's really rare, but it occurred October 16th, 2012. So exactly a year after that, we have the moon entering Pisces, which is the sign of Jonah. It stays in Pisces for 3 days and it exits on the 18th. And just like the texts say, the next day, which would be the 19th, the very next day, he says, okay, in 40 days, Nineveh will be overthrown. So if you add 40 days from October 19th this year, you end up with November 28th. So that's why everybody's kind of looking at that saying, wait, what's going on here? Because there are all these events happening on November 28th. That's when Comet ISON reaches its perihelion. That's Thanksgiving Day. It's also the first day of Hanukkah. which that's really rare because Hanukkah usually happens in December, and this year it's happening right on Thanksgiving. And it's also 69 weeks since the Abomination of Desolation that's described in Daniel. So I also have videos on that. It's also in my book, if you don't know what I'm talking about. But um, the Abomination of Desolation, it also translates to idol of terror. So it very, very precise fulfillment in Daniel happened on August 2nd, 2012. It was the idol of terror placed in the hallowed fortress 1290 days after the oath was taken. That's exactly what it says. So it also talks about the 69 weeks. Well, 69 weeks after that major event that happened last year lands right here on November 28th. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on with this, but November 28th, there's a lot of things that are landing on November 28th for some reason. So the sign of Jonah seems to be important this year because not only did quote unquote Jonah enter the fish exactly 1 year after the Revelation 12 sign, the 40 days after that ends right on this significant date this year. So something kind of odd about that, and I don't know, I don't know what it means. I don't know if it means anything. But like I said, I just thought this was kind of bizarre too, that it says that it will be published through Nineveh. And, right there we have this news broadcaster named Nineveh telling us that the food shortage, talking about a food shortage. So, yeah, I don't really know, but I just wanted to tell you guys about that. Another thing that somebody sent me is this video right here. So thank you to the person that sent that. So you guys remember that Cryptic video that came out last year, I Pet Goat 2? If you haven't seen it, check it out. In that video, Obama is looking down at the floor and he's sweating and he seems really scared about this thing on the floor. And it's this apple, and next to it is the letter C and a backwards upside down black 7. And so everybody's trying to figure out, okay, what is he scared of? What does this represent? Well, this person noticed that the backwards upside down black 7 looks very similar to this art depicted for this song that is called ISON. So this song was recorded in 2004. It's a classical piece called ISON. And its length, get this, is 7 minutes and 7 seconds. So we got that 7.7 again. Just like we had that weird YouTube channel that started uploading those videos saying something is going to happen in 77 days. And then on the 77th day, we had a 7.7 Pakistan earthquake that landed right on the 7th day of Sukkot. Again, another Jewish holiday, 7th day of Sukkot. Then down here on the true 7th day of Sukkot, we had that Be Ready website was set up. I showed you in here that it was set up on October 26th. So you can see right here. Right here, creation date, October 26th, right here in the 7th day of Sukkot. So I mean, all these weird coincidences that are going on. I mean, they're not coincidences. That's the point. But yeah, so that was kind of strange. That 7, it looks kind of similar to that. So is that what this is in reference to? The C meaning comet and this 7 right here meaning ISON? Because that's what they do. They show us these things in code, encrypted before it happens. So I don't know. But I just wanted to share that info with you guys. So I'll let you go. I hope you're doing well and I hope you have a good weekend. And I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.